Hey everybody and welcome back. So today I have a video. I think I started doing a couple of these, which it's probably been like at least a year, but I wanted to bring it back and do more and do like separate sections, like high-end and affordable. So I'm going to start off with my top favorite 5 high-end highlighters, because if you had to ask me what is my absolute favorite thing to like low-key collect makeup wise, it would be highlighters, so I felt it only right to start off there. So we're gonna go ahead and start off in no particular order. You know, actually, like one of these is like just a little bit above all the other ones, so we're gonna go with that one last. Anyway, we're gonna go in and start with the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. This goes in and out of stock still, so it's one of those things that I did feel comfortable mentioning because it's not like a discontinued forever. I have seen this come back in and out of stock on Beautylish as well as on Charlotte Tilbury's website. This is just what the highlighter looks like. It's small. I was thinking it was a little bit bigger too. I know a lot of people were in that same boat. It fits like in the palm of my hand, but regardless, it's just like a really pretty, this is more, even though it looks kind of bright right there, I feel like when I put it on the skin, it's a little bit more of a buildable highlight versus being so intense right off the bat. Let me see if I can get it to like come across. There we go, right there. It's just a really nice champagne-y toned highlight, which tend to be like my favorite hue for my skin tone. But I've seen this look beautiful on a bunch of different skin tones, so not just mine. Next up is Becca's Champagne Pop. I do really like Becca's highlighter formulas in general. It's probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe like the third or fourth like highlighter I'd ever purchased a long time ago. And I purchased Opal, and what was weird is I don't think I used to be super tan, not that I can think of, maybe more tan than I am now, but it used to work really well for me, and I tried it again, that shade specifically, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, whoa, this is too dark for me, too dark. Anyway, which is why I prefer Champagne Pop as a color. Formula wise, they're spot on, so they're not different formulas between Champagne Pop and Becca Opal, and I have one of those Opals from years ago. This is just more of a peachy champagne. You know, my champagne love. That one just looks like that. Let me see if I can get this to come off on here as well. Yeah, that's not looking like you can see that. But I'm pretty sure most of the world has seen and or owned Champagne Pop, so that is on my list. Next, this is amazing. This was a limited edition collection, and I never really knew about it, honestly. Like, I heard about it after the fact, and I was like, that looks like such a beautiful highlight, and it was gone already, but they brought it back. I'm not sure if this is permanent. I think I heard somewhere that it might be, but it is Nars highlighter in the shade Hot Sands. This is stunning. Oh my goodness. It kind of, in the pan, if you look at it like out of direct sunlight, it kind of reminds me of Madly. So if you have that blush Madly, it kind of looks like it has that same tone to it. But then when it goes in sunlight, it just has this really nice, like, neutral toned highlight. There's a little hint of like a peachiness in the pan, but on the skin it just goes on, and I feel like it looks like just wet skin color. It has a nude tone to it, to where I think that this will work beautifully on an arrangement of skin tones. It's just stunning. And since these are so light, and since my skin is so light, I feel like a lot of this isn't going to come across the way I'd hope it to. Yeah, literally this looks like the color of my skin. It's right there. You can't see that, so we're just gonna move on. But if you can get your hands on this, it is amazing. And this pan size, in my opinion, it's a really good size, because I know that Nars products are pretty pricey, but they last a long time. Even if this was just like your one highlight that you use on a daily basis, it would still last you a very long time. Then we're gonna go to my OG first ever highlight way back in the day, and this is actually the same one still. You know, I know about the whole expiration date of like certain things. With mascaras and liquid products, totally understandable. With powders, I feel like there's some working room, especially because I keep all my stuff closed real good. Anyway, I'm just talking about the Stila highlighter in the shade Kitten. This actually still has like a little bit of the embossing left on it. It was like a holiday collection years and years ago, and it had little like stars all over it. It's called the All Over Shimmer Powder. I would only imagine Stila still makes this currently, just in a different looking package and pressed in a different shape, or pressed without any embossments on it. This is what started it all. This is the highlighter that started it all. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit similar to Hot Sands. Let me see. Yeah, they're similar, but not the same. But you can see it has like that nude tone to it. If you want an intense highlighter, Stila Kitten. Honestly, I've tried like several different things that was the Kitten shade from Stila. They are all blinding. No matter what product it is, this is just a very blinding shade in general. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to come off on camera, but it is so buttery and creamy. That's what I like about these. None of these are very powdery formulas. They are more on the like creamy side when you actually rub into them like with your fingers. This is another pan. Obviously, highlighters are one of those things. It's kind of an investment because how often are you really going to go through a highlighter? Not very often. So if you're okay with the money, I think this is probably the most, one of the most affordable in the bunch, maybe the second most. So if you're looking for a really good one, I'm pretty sure Stila still makes that. And then lastly, which is my favorite, I cannot say enough about this. It is just Jouer's highlighter in the shade Citrine. This will go in every yearly favorites probably from now on until they make something better, which that would be hard because I think I own almost all of the other highlighter shades. This one is just my favorite. Citrine is gorgeous. The only thing is it is very, I want to say lightly pressed. I would only imagine that's what it is it has it like kind of crumbles a little bit like when you put your brush in it, so I have to be very careful, especially the way I lay it down, the way I just handle it in general. And majority of the time I won't travel with this, even though I really want to, because I don't want it to break and get all over everything. So just take that into consideration. It is very finely pressed, but this is like liquid molten goodness lava on your face. It is so metallic. This is definitely the most metallic out of all of those highlights. What I love so much about this is the creamiest by far out of all of the powders that I've mentioned in this video. And it looks wet on the skin. You know, like right after, if you happen to set your face when you use makeup setting spray, it gives that like wet look while it's still drying down. That gives you that wet look without even having to spray it, and it lasts almost all day long. So it has really great staying powder power, and it just makes your skin look so glowy and dewy and just like a natural intense highlight, if that were possible. But anyway, those are my top 5 high-end highlighters. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned here, feel free to leave me a question in the comments below and I will get back to you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you very soon in my next video.